Word. All right. So we're back on the second episode of this Exiled Metal podcast thingy. So
that's right. Episode 2.
Yep. So the first thing I want to ask you about is you saw Decapitated.
I sure did, dude.
Tell us all about that.
Okay, so I seen that they I'll take you back to when they first started teasing this tour announcement. So Nihility is like, it's became like one of my favorite albums ever. And I just fairly recently discovered Decapitated, probably like a year ago. Okay. But I started listening to Nihility through Josh Middleton because he's always mentioned that fucking album. So I'm like, if Josh likes it, it's got to be good. So
Ellis reference number 1.
Exactly. Well, just go ahead and check that off the box. But I checked out Nihility. I'm like, this fucking rips. Like, so was obsessed with that album. Probably like fast forward 8 months or so, and then they start teasing like I think they just posted it looked like an offshoot of the Nihility album cover, and it just said USA ... and I'm like, no way, they're about to do like an anniversary tour or something for this album. And I actually commented on the post, and I'm like, are we getting a Nihility US tour? And like it got a couple likes and shit like that. But and then the next day they announced it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm there. So it was Decapitated headlined, playing all of Nihility in full, on top of a couple other like more known tracks. With support, direct support was Incantation, who are like a I don't know, old school death metal band. They've been around for a long time.
I love that.
I believe they're actually Ohio native, I believe, which is kind of cool. They played one of their older albums, all of that. I can't remember what it was called, like Mortal Throne of Nazareth or something like that. It was cool, real slow, doomy, evil type shit. I'd never really listened to them until seeing them. But it was a cool performance. And then for the openers, they had Darkest Hour and Ex Mortius. Darkest Hour, I don't really know how to describe them. I mean, they're pretty big. I feel like a lot of people know Darkest Hour. They kind of put me in mind of like In Flames, At the Gates type shit. Yeah. Really, really good musicianship. Crazy good. Great performance. And Ex Mortius is like a old school thrash. I mean, they rip too, but it was a fucking awesome show. Ended up getting meet and greet passes, so we got to the venue nice and early, and kind of sucked because Decapitated was running behind because I think they got caught up at like the border or something like that with Canada and everything like that, trying to get back over to the States. So I was actually running behind too. I didn't get to the venue. I think check-in was supposed to be at like 3 p.m. I didn't get there until like 3:30, and I was like,
for
fuck.
Meet and greet, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the VIP pass, you got sound check and meet and greet and like you signing and shit like that. So whenever we got there, they were still unloading their shit. So we went into the venue, and there were a couple other people that also had meet and greet passes. And I was like, I'm not late, am I? Like, and they're like, no, they like just pulled up like 15 minutes ago. Oh, thank God. So we didn't get to watch a whole lot of the sound check, which kind of sucked. We could hear it. But we caught like the last 2 or 3 songs that they sound checked. And then got pictures with them, and got to chat with them for a little bit. Super duper nice guys. It was crazy. Like I said, I haven't been listening to Decapitated for like years and years and years, but like within the past year or so, I've became a massive fan of them, and just like discovered how like great of a guitar player Vogue is. And I've always heard of him, but I've never really like, dove into like researching him and the way that he plays and everything like that. So It's been kind of like a recent obsession of mine. And just getting to see him like up close, like during the sound check and shit. Just, I don't know. It was kind of surreal, and just getting to chat with him for a little bit. We didn't have a whole lot of time to chat. Actually did get to talk guitar with him for a little bit. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, they got him to sign my Annihility vinyl, so that was cool. And got a sick poster that I don't have framed yet, but I'm gonna get that shit hung up. I've actually got it right back here.
Hell yeah.
A sick Decapitated poster. Got it all signed up.
Badass, man.
Shit like that. And then my girlfriend was kind enough to snag the set list.
Sick.
So yeah, that's all gonna get fucking framed for sure. But yeah, it was an awesome show. Every band killed it. It was a great experience. Getting to see one of your favorite albums played live, like it's awesome. It's awesome. Plus Decapitated are just a great band. Great fucking band.
Sick, man. It sounds like it was a badass experience for you.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome.
How were his down picks? Was his down picking like fucking crazy?
Dude, it's his right hand, man. It's deadly, man. That shit is so precise. I don't even know.
Especially when you see a band on the tour, because like, I don't know how far into the tour they were, but like usually as it goes on, they get fucking dialed in, man, and they start playing like at the peak.
Let me see. I think the laminate had the list, so they were just about halfway through.
Okay, yeah. So you're seeing it when the fucking gears are turning, man.
Exactly. Like yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was kind of crazy too. They said something along the lines of they haven't been in Cleveland in like 10 years. Obviously, they've been to the States. Yeah. Like they were just in Pittsburgh. I missed out I think it was last summer. I think they were in Pittsburgh and I missed out on that. But I don't think they had been in Cleveland for like 10 years, and they had a really good turnout. Because that's the one thing that Vogue kind of said. He was like, "Oh, it's been a long time. I hope people show up." And I'm like, I'm sure they're going to show up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they're going to show up.
Oh, I'm so worried. Yeah, no, people are going to fucking show up for you, bro. That's funny. Wow.
Yeah. So
it's crazy.
What have you been up to?
Oh, not too much. Well, obviously the fucking Jared Dines thing. I got put to the little shred collab. They're running up to be in the final video, which was really cool. I woke up one morning and I was like, oh, a new video came out. And I was in it and I was like, oh shit, here we go. It's pretty cool. So pretty cool to just be a part of the channel.
It's sick.
Like, yeah.
Getting to like see his reaction to you playing, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah, and that meant a lot too, because he didn't react to like every single person. So
oh, okay.
Yeah, once I don't know, it was like 2 people and then me, and then he's like, oh, I like that one a lot. I was like, fuck yeah. That means a lot.
That's
man.
sick.
But yeah, that was really cool. I swapped around my setup and the Jared Dines video and everything like that. So that's kind of been my week.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, just still grinding on, making content and trying to do whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But let's get into
also one more thing.
Okay.
Vogue's live tone, hands down one of the best tones I've ever heard.
Really? Did you see is he using a quad cortex or what was he?
Yeah.
What was he running? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's using a quad cortex.
Probably a capture of his own tone.
I believe it's a capture of his signature amp. And I found a Kemper profile of his signature amp. I've been fucking around with a little bit, been actually running it through like my actual 212. I'm not gonna lie, kind of close.
Yeah,
kind of close. I tuned my Explorer down to like C sharp, and because it's got EMG headset in it, and I think he runs EMG 81, 85s. So I'm just kind of trying to get close to that, and dude, I'm kind of close. I'm gonna have to mic this thing up, and I'll send you some tones because it sounds thick.
Yeah, let me
like
hear it.
I don't even know how to describe that tone because it's like it's scooped, but not overly scooped. like it works.
Dude, and his tones, like album wise, I don't know how far back this goes or if they're still currently doing it, but I was on Nail the Mix a couple years ago, and they did I don't remember what song it was by Decapitated.
Oh, they did something off of Cancer Culture. Yeah. I think it might have been I don't know if it was Cancer Culture or if it was either Cancer Culture, No Cure, or just a cigarette. I can't remember.
Not too sure. But what I noticed about the guitar tones, because I was subscribed at the time, like, dude, he has like, I don't know if they actually put like fucking 10 mics on the cab or what, but he has like, the way he goes in is that he gives himself like multiple options to like, as far as the cab goes. I'm sure like the amp and the fucking way he drives it and everything like that is all the same. But as far as tonal options, from what I remember, like there was like 6 tracks and like 6 tracks on the right, 6 tracks on the left, and they were all different mics and different sounds that he would like blend out to like get his final tone. I don't know if he used all 6 tracks, but I think the idea of it was just to have like as many options as you can possible, so you don't have to worry about reamping, or you don't have to. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's genius. That's honestly that would take a lot of time, but. Yeah, that's wild.
Well, all the same take though. I don't think necessarily it'd take a long time.
I guess just getting everything set up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sure. Like getting everything dialed in to like, this is the spot on the fucking cab that I'm trying to capture. Like, I don't know. You might have one of those things like Josh has talked about, and like Nolly uses them, where it's like on like, the mic arm thing. Yeah,
the algebra mic holder.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that might be up on YouTube too. I'll
have to look that up. I think I've seen a clip of that where they're like unpacking all the raw stems from the song.
Yeah,
but I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, pretty cool. Just talking about his guitar tone and everything. But let's hop into Brandon Ellis leaves Black Dahlia Murder.
That's
crazy.
Was not expecting to see that. That was like a massive, like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah, and I can't help but think that like this is an Eloy Casagrande, I hope I'm saying his name right, kind of situation, where like he waited till last minute, but he knew where he was going next. Slipknot, obviously, going from fucking so I wonder. I'm trying to put it in better words. I don't see any other like project that he's a part of besides Black Dahlia where he just like up and leave, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like he has to have something set up next. And I saw a lot of people saying the same thing too. Like, someone said Nevermore. I was like, that'd be kind of weird. That'd be kind of crazy.
That I feel like that would be cool though. Like him with
Jeff Loomis.
Yeah, wow. I just drew a fucking blank on that guy's name. That's horrible.
I love
Jeff
him
and Jeff Loomis. I feel like that could be that'd be a cool like mishmash of techniques and just I don't know, they both shred. But yeah, it's very, very crazy.
Yeah, that's hard to tell where he's gonna end up at next.
And who Black Dahlia Murder is gonna get to fill
play
those
his
shoes,
fucking
man.
Shit. Yeah, oh man.
Yeah. It's crazy because we were literally just talking about a Black Dahlia solo in the first episode.
Empire. Good luck to whoever's playing
exactly.
That shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who can give it justice for sure, but he is insane. The thing that I don't understand about him, like on that solo specifically, is I don't know how many. I think he might have more than 24 frets, but to be able to get up that far in the neck, and even if you have like the contour type of thing where like the heel gives you room to like get your wrist out and everything, I just don't understand how he plays it clean so like high up there, man. It's insane. Still figuring it out myself.
It's not fair.
And then, it's not fair. And then standing up and playing it too at the same time, you know? Like, holy shit, bro. Take a break. Give us a break, bro. But wow, yeah. See where he ends up at.
Yeah, I'm excited to see whatever he's. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying though, with like how Eloy, he knew. He
probably knew where he was headed.
Exactly. I feel like that's going to be the case with this too. I guarantee you, whatever's next has already been set in stone. Yeah.
Yeah. I imagine
but regardless,
he waited.
It's.
Oh, I imagine he waited super long because Slipknot was probably all like mysterious and shit about like whether they were going to take him in or not. You know how like you hear about how they are. I doubt they're like very straightforward when they're like selecting someone. They're like, you have to go through the rituals and the trials before you can be a Slipknot member.
Yeah. Send us a very detailed face scan. That way,
we can craft
it could be for a mask,
blood
but
of the vampires. Or some shit.
Yeah.
No, they're not that off the rail. But all right. So we got some new music too from Black Label Society that just dropped. I checked it out. Yeah, Lord Humongous, and I think that's a character from like Mad Max or some shit. I'm not too familiar, but all I know is that it was kind of refreshing to see Zach. It looked like he took a step back to his old ways with some chunky riffage in his vocals. He was kind of I almost want to say like a little bit of Order of the Black and like the Blessed Hell Ride as far as what he was doing vocally on that. And then a nice chorus, you know, some shit that you'd like listen to while you're cruising down the highway with some shades on in the sun. And then the solos are ass kicking as always, and it's really cool too that he has a Dario, the rhythm guitarist, or he was the rhythm guitarist, but as of like the last album or the one prior, he started doing like trade-off solos with him. So it's not only Zach shredding the solos now. They like kind of trade off, which is cool because Dario, he's been in the band for a while and he's a fucking sick player, by the way. So it was a really cool single. I dug it, and I'll probably be jamming that shit on the road for sure whenever I'm out driving about.
Yeah, cool. I see what you're saying. I'm listening to this now, and this is it's just like a good old school rock song.
Yeah, and that's like what he's going for now. You know, me and my brothers have like sat there for a while, and we're like, man, when's he gonna get back and do like something from Stronger Than Death or 1919 Eternal? Like those are like his metal albums, where he was like actually just kind of like had this almost Kirk Winstein like crowbar kind of like like kind of sound going on. He doesn't do that no more, but that was back in the days of like Limp Bizkit Sucks Cock and when he was drunk and you know. But I think those days are gone, and now he's just making like, you know, heavy rock songs. And if that's what he wants to do, you know, it's badass.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like Sabbath in a way.
Oh, he's definitely it's in his blood for sure, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, with fucking Ozzy and oh god, he's a part of that history in a way, you know.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I say he's got a right. He's got a right to do anything that sounds like Ozzy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool though. Which also, speaking of Ozzy and Black Sabbath, that the one final show that they announced.
Yep.
Very crazy. That is an insane lineup of bands.
Yeah, that's a.
See if I can pull that up.
I also heard that Ozzy, he won't be playing every song or something like that.
Yeah.
He'll be filling in here and there, but
which is sad to hear. But
sad to hear. Makes sense though. But
yeah. Performances from Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Gojira, Hailstorm, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, and then a bunch of like single solo performances from just vocalists Billy Corgan, David Draymond, Duff McKagan, Fred Durst, Lizzie Hale, Jake Lee. Wow. Yeah. One of the people from Sleep Token is going to be doing something. That's interesting.
There's a lot of solo things going on. You know, that's kind of making me think, are those guys going to fill in on Black Sabbath? I don't want to hear the singer of Sleep Token fill in on a fucking Black Sabbath song. Yeah.
I don't think
that's not going to fit.
It's labeled as 2. I don't know if 2 is the bass player. I'm going to look that up. I don't
we should verify this because
they're all numbered. Okay, 2 is 2's the drummer. That dude's a machine.
He's amazing. Yeah. That guy's crazy. So that'll be a cool to see videos of how that turns out, because obviously I'm not going to be able to make my way over to the UK, and the tickets are probably gone by now.
Tickets. Yeah, they were gone like instantly.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine how much they cost.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad I got to see him back in 2018 with Zach too. I saw him at Blossom Music Center. You probably know where that's at.
Yeah.
I saw him out there. Stone Sour opened up.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool seeing Corey Taylor live too. I'd obviously like to see him in Slipknot, but Stone Sour's it's badass. But yeah, Ozzy, he started off that show. I remember he was kind of like just a little off key and stuff, and you know, I think the crowd could kind of feel it, but like once they got through like one or two songs, he was on point, dude. I was like, he sounds fucking awesome. He's like, really? Crazy motherfuckers. I was like, yeah, that's Ozzy. That's Ozzy I know from watching live at Budokan, you know, as a kid. My fucking parents always had that DVD on back in the day.
I don't think I've seen that one. What year roughly was that?
2002, I think, was live at Budokan.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure. Some of it's on YouTube, and honestly, the way that thing's mixed, dude, if you put on some headphones and listen to live at Budokan, like Zach's tone and everything, it's fucking
pretty good.
Yeah. And I think Rob Trujillo is on
is he doing bass?
At that, live at Budokan.
Wow.
Yeah. Powerhouse lineup right there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome that you got to see him too. I mean, obviously not a whole lot of people can say that, especially at our age, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they got the full thing up here on YouTube. I don't know if it's full quality, but dude, I miss these DVD quality like shows that bands used to put out. Like Killswitch Engage had one, Ozzy Osbourne had one.
Yeah.
I only fucking wish that Pantera had one. I don't even care if, you know, they do it with Zach, but like if Pantera had done one back in the day, that would have been one of the biggest fucking things in my life. I would have been watching that shit all the time, bro.
Oh yeah. I had a fuckload of different live Metallica DVDs growing up and would watch those every day. Every day. Oh yeah, this does sound good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know it's Ozzy, so they had like the best of the best working on it, you know.
Yeah.
Mixed it and
for sure.
You know, got that shit done off at the end. But let's see, aside from this Black Sabbath show too, we also have a new Killswitch Engage album that just came out, and unfortunately I haven't heard it yet.
Me either.
Gonna be checking it out.
Aside from the singles.
Yeah, I heard the singles too. That first single, Forever Aligned, it was like had like a really heavy intro from what I remember. It was a cool track.
Yeah.
I like Killswitch Engage, but that one didn't really do anything for me. But I believe also at first I was like, I don't know, but then I was just like, I caught myself being like, I believe.
Yeah.
It's
catchy. It's catchy.
Yeah, they're really good at making catchy stuff, but I'm really excited to get in here and see like, you know, what's going on. I remember Jesse in like a previous interview a couple years back might have said that, you know, he wanted them to start playing guitar solos and stuff. So I'm thinking maybe we'll see some guitar solos in the album, hopefully. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
And hopefully just like, you know, let's see, we got The Fall of Us, Where It Dies, Collusion, Abandon Us. You know, there might be some dark, heavy material going on in here that I'm excited to dive into, because, you know, that's obviously my favorite. So I'm excited to see what they got going on in there, but we'll figure it out soon enough.
We got another new track, I think last week or the week before last, from Warbringer.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that track rips. I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh yeah. I remember you shared it with me.
Yeah, that
dude, the intro is what I remember.
The Sword and the Cross. Yeah.
God, the intro was like wild.
Also, during the first band that opened to that Decapitated show, Ex Mortius, their guitarist was sound checking with the Warbringer riff. I can't remember what song it was.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
it
badass.
was one of their older songs, but yeah, I was like, I know that riff.
Yeah. The intro of this song is fucking just killer, man.
Yeah, it's just fucking. Yeah, it's fucking metal, dude. It's, I don't know how else to describe it.
Dude, when the toms come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
Get
fucking.
that nice little galloping riff.
Metal 101, bro.
Exactly.
No one's going to be at the show and they're just like not going to bang their head to that. If I heard that, like,
yep. Exactly.
If you're Zach
Give me
Wild,
a good tom groove with some sort of palm muted pattern. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
headbang.
all you need, bro.
I'm gonna headbang. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing I ponder all the time. I'm like, what the hell can you do anymore to stand out? You know, it's like, that's just kind of like, in my opinion, just a core foundation of metal. Like you're just going to find that in most songs, the chugging and like, how do you get away from it? You don't really, you know, it's kind of like a fucking 4/4 drum beat or something.
Exactly. But it can still go hard though. Like a good 4 on the floor beat, man. I mean,
I think it goes hard. I'm just saying, like, how do you stick apart or like stand out anymore? You know, because that's it's just been done so many times, and like, and I just think in ways like that, like every band's gonna have an element of that to some degree. But I think most of your things that are gonna have a band stick out now is gonna be like how the vocalist sounds. Maybe like a guitarist's tendencies, like something that he gravitates towards. Same thing for the drummer. Whether the bass is up front or if it sits back in the mix, you know, like some bands have that fucking power bass thing going on where it's like way up front, and that gives a different sound for sure. These guys, like, the mix just sounds good.
It's clear. It's just crystal clear. Everything's nice and balanced. There's not too much of one thing, which is nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound too like overly compressed, which is a big gripe of mine with a lot of like modern metal production. Is that stuff just sounds squashed. Like it's just, there's no dynamics. Like it's just like, I don't know how to. Yeah.
It's just
I'm not a fucking production guy.
Mix.
I don't. Yeah, exactly.
If I could have it my way, there'd be like 10 bands out there in the world right now that just have like a guitar tone as unique as Pantera, or I'd say a sound as unique as Pantera, to where like you just turn them on and like you just instantly like recognize it. You know, just that doesn't exist anymore, man. Some bands, but like, I don't know. I feel like in the 90s it was like that. You know, if you put on like a different record, you just every album that you put on just sounded so drastically different, and now it's like
exactly
vintage 30 5150.
Yeah. Yep. Vintage 30 5150, vintage 30 and a dual rec. I mean, obviously they're, you know, they've stood the test of time, but it's, I don't know. It's cool when there's some deviation and a band actually does something different.
Yeah.
And sounds cool. One band that my band's guitarist is kind of like mentioned to me a couple different times, which I've heard of them, but I've never like went super deep into their discography. But he's like, his thing is, he's like, dude, I'm always trying to look for like the band that's gonna like kind of pave the way for how like modern metal is gonna sound. And he always points to the band 1056.
I don't even think I've heard of them.
They're kind of crazy. Lots of like real low tuned guitars, but like crazy fucking rhythms. Trying to think of, I think Boy was the song that I had heard from them. I mean, it's like Darko. Like they do all that weird whammy pedaled stuff. I believe the guitarist from Cadenza, this is like his project now. which Cadenza kind of did that same kind of thing. They used a lot of like crazy sounding guitar effects and stuff with their songs, and at the time a lot of their stuff was just kind of like modern metalcore. It was like progressive metalcore, genty type thing, but they were sick. Like I loved Cadenza. But I feel like this is like Cadenza's weird guitar stuff mixed with a lot of like modern, I don't know if you'd call it deathcore, but it's, I don't know, kind of slow tempoed.
This track is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I like it.
But like our guitarist Devin, he's like, you know, always on the hunt for like what the next thing, like, or like a band that's doing something that doesn't really sound like anybody. And he always points to 10-5-6. And I can kind of see that.
They sound good, man. They got a great array of weapons in their arsenal, man. The shit that they're choosing to do.
And the drums sound fucking wild. Drums just crack.
Oh yeah. The mix is insane. It's tough.
And that's kind of like the sound, the vibe that we're going for on our next release is like we're trying to kind of stick out a little bit and do some different sounding shit rather than, you know, the same 4-3-1, you know,
I think
caveman stuff.
It's almost like an approach like rap. Like when you talk about like beats or something like that, like most of those songs are popular in my opinion, not because they're rapper, but because of the melody and the hook, like, you know, the way that the beat is. I think it's the instrumentals. I always say, like, you know, you have lyrical people who are like, oh, I listen to the song for the lyrics, but like, would you really listen to that song if the music didn't sound good in the first place? You know, like otherwise you just go, why don't you just fucking read some poetry at that point if that's what you really feel like? But
that's a great way to put it too. I mean, I feel like that's another thing that we kind of draw a lot of like inspiration from, especially Devin, our guitar player. He used to like make, I mean, he still does, but like not as much anymore, but he used to make like beats and stuff for like SoundCloud rappers and shit. So he's pretty well versed in like that side of music too. Like metal isn't really like his first.
They do seem to be like into like the rap or the pop or something else too, you know? And that's where I think I'm seeing that blend is like it's like with the guitar effects and everything like that, it's like make some cool noises, some cool sounds that are memorable. You know, almost like the stuff that you would hear in like a popular like rap or pop song. I'm trying to like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but obviously I'm not an avid listener of stuff like that. But
yeah, me either. I'm not a hip hop guy.
So, in reference to what we were just talking about, do you know Shredmaster Scott?
No.
Dude, what fucking crazy video did I just see today? He was like, how to do a dime bag squeal, and he's like, the first thing you need to do is crank on your shaft and finger the G string or some shit.
Oh, I have seen this guy. Yeah.
Bro, I wish I could see what fucking video it was so I could send you the one. His humor has always just gotten me, dude. Like,
very like dry humor. Like,
dude, he cracks me up even with like the little ha ha ha, like that thing at the end.
Yeah.
Bro, I wish I could find this video. I was watching it today, like dying laughing. I wish I could send it to you. Yeah,
I've definitely seen
here
a lot of this guy's videos.
Curses. But yeah, that shit had me cracking up, bro. The first step to doing the dime bag squeal, first you got to crank on your shaft while fingering the G string. I was like, bro, he's insane, man. Dude, the last podcast, I think it was like last week when you were like, when you said my Fender Jackson, like when I was rewatching that, I was like, that shit cracked me up, dude. I don't know why.
Your Fender Jackson.
Your Fender Jackson over there.
That thing's sick, dude.
Yeah, this is what I'll be rocking. I put the dime bag strap on it too.
Oh, hell yeah. Is that thing comfy?
Yeah, it's fucking real solid leather, man. And then I
Oh,
got
nice.
strap locks on it.
Nice.
Which is my first pair, by the way. I've never used strap locks.
Yeah, I've never used that style. I use the clip locks.
I saw them at some music store out here. This was like made in Japan, and they're like full metal. And I'm like, I might as well buy a bunch of these. You know, they probably last me for the fucking rest of my time. I just buy a bunch for all the guitars that I'll have. You know.
Yeah.
One day.
Exactly.
Add to the collection.
Yeah. Oh shit! I just seen it scrolling through my YouTube feed. There was a new Machine Head song.
Oh yeah, fuck! How did we miss that? Damn.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
What do you think?
I like it. It's cool. It sounds very similar to their last album, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've listened to that or not, but it's got that same vibe. Definitely got the same vibe. It's cool. They're I feel like Rob Flynn's like an older guy that's like still relatively keeping it heavy, which is nice.
Yeah. I forgot about that big riff in there.
Yeah. Down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool that his voice is still so badass. At his age. I think he did something with a band called Once Human, which I'm a big fan of Once Human, by the way, but it was called Deadlock back in like 2022, 2021.
Okay.
He like featured on the song with them, but I really like his vocals in that song.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was really funny. I had a buddy over like yesterday or maybe the day before, and for this little Pantera medley video I'm doing, and I was like, you want to try throwing some vocals on this, bro? And he was like, sure. And he did it over Becoming, and I was like, you kind of sound like fucking Rob Flynn, like,
yeah,
you ridiculously sound like Rob Flynn. Yeah, he sounded like just like Rob Flynn. I was like, holy shit. I'll send it to you. He fucked up on one part. It was really funny. He's like, I'm become more than a man. He like completely fucked up the lyric. I was like, bro, we were dying laughing when we like listened back. But yeah. Seems like the new Machine Head single is kick ass as always. You know, they never really, I don't think they ever really missed the mark, you know?
Yeah. They had a couple low points, but yeah.
Yeah. Excited to see
Catharsis. That was a little iffy, but
yeah, I wasn't the hugest fan of Catharsis. I remember trying to listen to it, and yeah. Honestly, I've never been a huge Machine Head fan. Like, I like the hits, and then well, same. I guess Locust is one of the hits because Locust is one of my favorite songs. I remember when that shit came out. But
I like their first like 4 albums. We'll go with that.
Oh wow.
Like Burn My Eyes, More Things Change. I like some of that. Actually, no. I guess it wouldn't be their first 4 albums. There's okay.
Isn't one of those like a fucking new metal like album?
Yeah, More Things Change is fairly new metal-y. But The Blackening, that album, dude. Woo.
Oh yeah.
That album rips.
I think that's the one that has the fucking Hallowed Be Thy Name cover, isn't it?
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah.
That album's got so many good songs on it, dude. That's all killer, no filler, man.
Ooh, I Am Hell Sonata in C Sharp. That's a badass song too.
Yeah. That was the follow-up to that album, and they did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a concept album too.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I could be wrong. But yeah, Locust or Unto the Locust, whatever that album's called, but really fucking good album.
Hell yeah. I like the idea of doing a reimagined song. I just saw one of their songs said reimagined in 2021.
Really?
Yeah, on one of those albums. That sounds like a good idea for an excuse to like re-record a Divine Threat song that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I just do that every couple of years to update them. It's like a software update. Darkness Within.
Oh, okay. I have heard this.
Reimagined in 2021.
It's like acoustic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a good song though. Darkness Within. That's got a really good chorus in it.
I guess that's all the news for now. So
yeah,
I suppose we'll wrap it up. Thank you all for checking out the second episode of the Exiled Metal Podcast. And we'll be back next time with the same kind of shit that we talked about today, probably.
Yep. Silosis references and fucking riff talk.
Yep, exactly. But thank you for tuning in, and we'll see y'all later.
Yep, later.